Sufism emerged in the early centuries of Islam as a response to the growing formalism and material excesses of empire. Though deeply Islamic in language and practice, Sufism transcends theological boundaries. The soul's journey, Sufism and the path of spiritual awakening. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are exploring the mystical world of Sufism. In a world increasingly defined by materialism, disconnection, and inner unrest, there exists an ancient spiritual path that invites the seeker to turn inwards, to return to love, to silence, and to God. This is the path of Sufism, known as tasawwuf in Arabic. Sufism is the mystical branch of Islam, deeply rooted in love, humility, service, and the direct experience of the divine. It is not bound by dogma or ritual alone. It is a living tradition, an open heart, and a dance of the soul. This is the story of Sufism, its origins, its spiritual essence, the teachings of Rumi, and why, in a fractured modern world, Sufism offers a vital bridge between East and West. Part 1. Origins of Sufism. Sufism emerged in the early centuries of Islam as a response to the growing formalism and material excesses of empire. Though deeply Islamic in language and practice, Sufism transcends theological boundaries. Its roots lie in the Quran, in the life of the Prophet Muhammad himself, known for nights of solitary prayer, for deep humility, and for the practice of dhikr, or remembrance of God. The word Sufi is believed to derive from suf, meaning wool, referencing the simple woolen garments worn by early mystics. They sought poverty not in possessions, but of the ego. The Sufi strives to polish the mirror of the heart until it reflects only God. Part 2. The spiritual core of Sufism. At its heart, Sufism is not a doctrine, but a way of being. It teaches that beneath the surface of every human is the divine spark, the soul's essence, which longs to reunite with the beloved God. This reunion is not reached through intellect alone, but through love, through surrender, through purification, and through inner transformation. So, practices such as dhikr, chanting the names of God, sama, listening to sacred music, whirling, as practiced by the Mevlevi Dervishes, and poetry, silence, and service are all methods to transcend the ego and awaken the heart. Part 3. Rumi and the 7 Steps of Sufism. Among the many Sufi masters, none is more beloved across cultures and centuries than Jalaluddin Rumi. Born in the 13th century in Persia, Rumi was a scholar, a jurist, and a poet. But a chance encounter with the wandering mystic Shams of Tabriz changed his life, and through his writings, the lives of millions. Rumi's spiritual path can be understood as a 7-step journey of the soul, each step a veil to be lifted, each a deepening of divine intimacy. 1. Awakening. Tawbah. The soul awakens to the realization that the material world cannot satisfy the heart. Repentance is not about guilt, but about turning, reorienting from illusion to truth. 2. Self-purification. Tazkiyah. One begins the process of cleansing the heart from ego, pride, jealousy, and anger. The ego, nafs, is the primary veil between the seeker and the divine. 3. Love, ishq. The path intensifies with divine love. As Rumi says, the minute I heard my first love story, I started looking for you. Love burns away all that is false. True love, the love within. 4. Annihilation of the ego, fana. Here, the self dissolves. The seeker no longer sees themselves as separate from the beloved. I died as mineral and became a plant, Rumi writes, describing this spiritual evolution. 5. Union, baka. In this stage, the seeker returns to the world not as a self-centered individual, but as one united with God's will. The ego is gone, but the personality remains, now a vehicle of love. 6. Spiritual service, hidma. True mystics serve creation. Love becomes action. The dervish, now inwardly silent, outwardly active, becomes a mirror of mercy and compassion. 7. Radiance, nur. Finally, the soul shines with divine light. Such a person radiates peace, humility, and joy, not as emotions, but as the very fabric of their being. Part 4. Chanting and Sufi rituals. Sufism is not merely a path of silence. It is a path of music, poetry, and vibration. The sacred chanting of dhikr, the repetition of divine names such as Allah, Hu, Al-Haq, and Ya Wadud, transforms the atmosphere. It is said that every repetition cleanses a layer of the heart. In gatherings known as hadra or sama, the chanting reaches crescendos accompanied by the frame, drum, or ney flute, culminating in ecstatic states. These aren't performances, they are acts of love, of melting. And then there's the whirling of the dervishes, meditative movement, not dance. With one hand to the sky, one to the earth, they spin around the heart's axis, becoming a conduit between heaven and earth. Part 5. Sufism and the Western Soul. Why has Sufism found such resonance in the West? Because the hunger is universal. The West has become an expert in outer exploration, technology, economy, innovation. But in the realm of the inner self, many feel lost. They feel anxious and they feel fragmented. Sufism reminds us that the journey home is inwards, that we are not broken machines to be fixed, but souls yearning for reunion. Rumi is now one of the best-selling poets in America. His words are medicine for the heart. You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life? Sufism offers the West a non-dualistic worldview, seeing God in all, a bridge between faith and spirituality, a tender, inclusive language of love that transcends boundaries, a revival of embodied mysticism where spirit and body are not in conflict. Conclusion: the way of the heart. The Sufi path is not exclusive. It is not even strictly religious. It is existential. It is about living in this world while not being of it. It is about remembering, even in the midst of noise, the still point within. It is about living with radical love, relentless compassion, and unwavering surrender. In the words of Rumi, this is love, to fly towards a secret sky, to cause 100 veils to fall each moment. First, to let go of life. Finally, to take a step without feet. Sufism is not a relic of the past. It is a song of the soul, and the soul is timeless. Come, come, whoever you are, Jalaluddin Rumi, come as you are. The path is waiting. The beloved is near. If this video resonated with you, please like this video, comment below, tell me where you're watching from. I hope you like this video. See you in the next one. Have a great day.